best of 7 PvZ action. And I gotta say, I think this man in the top left-hand side of Lightshade is probably my favorite ZVP player to watch.
Ooh, that's fun.
Just because he doesn't really have a defined norm.
Ah, fair. And in the bottom right, he's won a few of these. It is Solar. Stats, have we talked about this? Stats just has this really solid PvZ strategy where he gets a couple Void Rays, helps him defend his third base. He gets a really solid ground army with Immortals and Storm and Colossus and Disruptors. And while the Zerg player is busy dealing with this, he just kind of like sneaks into carrier production and has 6 carriers before the Zerg player knows what's going on.
Just a very safe carrier play, huh?
It's insane. Yeah. He 3-0'd Cyril with it in the Home Story Cup final.
Wow.
I know. And Cyril was he beat Raynor with it in Home Story. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what Zerg players do against it, because you do have to have the forces to handle the ground army that Zest is rolling.
Yeah.
You can't just, start making corruptors early because you just die. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what the Zerg community does about it, because we can't count on a balance patch at all anymore. So
I'm sure they've got their top minds on it.
All right. So Zest just going 1-gate expander, Rooney, nothing nuts. No reason to go nuts. Solar got his natural blocked because, of course, he did. That's
Now, what if
PvZ
Zest
is
has a
right
second
now.
probe here?
I know. I mean, this is where Zergs want to take their second base if they're blocked with their natural. That is definitely where they want to be.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe if you blocked it and Solar was forced to take it up that right side, he'd hate it. But
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
All I think about when I see a Zerg taking this space on Lightshade, I'm like, he be cheesing.
Again, but if you're forced to do it,
Uh-huh.
you can't really know the motivations.
Yeah, I don't force him to do it though.
Yeah, right. So if it's an unforced natural base down here, you're like, okay, look, we need to have a talk.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just like, why are you the way that you are?
Hey, look, Stargate opening.
Huh,
Shock.
how about
Surprise. Aw.
All right. How many Stargate openings are we going to see in this best of 7?
Every game we get.
I think we'll see
100%.
one Twilight.
One Twilight opening.
That's it.
Okay. I don't think there's a reason not to do this against Zerg right now.
Yeah, that's true. Remember when Blizzard was like, yeah, we don't want people going Stargate every game?
Yes.
And then they're like, here's some
they're
Void
like,
Ray buff.
Hey, Void Rays are awesome now. Don't make Stargates every game, Protoss. Yeah. That still kills me. They're like, this is going to be our last scheduled balance update. Void Rays are awesome. Bye. And the community's like, wait, what? What was that about Void Rays?
Some Blizzard employee on his last day was like, okay, let's tear this place down.
This lifelong Protoss player is like, Void Rays need to be better, but I've never been able to get away with doing it all these years. But you know what? Last balance patch. What are they going to do to me?
Some people just want to see the world burn.
Oh. This is a lot of Zerglings.
Yeah, it's a decent number.
They're not getting through that wall, though. Unless the Adepts walk outside and die, which they could do. Thank you, Tiger A6 for using the coupon code. Thank you, Chinese characters, for using the coupon code. What's up, Castromuse? I hope you're still here, because we love you. Thanks for supporting the Africa. I think he does his stuff on Africa, too, actually, for Brood War, so
Well,
he's out here.
That would be one of the places to do it.
Yes. Hey, look, a Void Ray's on the way.
Huh, how about that? And a second Stargate to boot.
Huh.
I was watching GSL Hurricane versus Ragnarok.
Okay.
And Hurricane was like, yeah, instead of 2 Stargates, I'll go 3, and then I'll make a bunch of Phoenix.
Whoa, okay.
And it completely caught Ragnarok off guard, but then Hurricane was like, you know what's a good idea to follow this up? A bunch of Resonating Glaive Adepts. And it's like, no! Don't.
threw it away, huh?
You did.
Yeah. Yeah, who did we... Was it Zest? I feel like... Oh, man, it's just too much StarCraft casting. But I think I did a solo Afrika last month. Or maybe 2 months ago. Where I think it was this particular matchup, Zest and Solar. And I'm pretty sure Zest just did this in every game.
I remember you mentioning that. So
yes.
It was either him or Stats, right?
Right. No, I think it was Zest. I would remember if it was Stats. It was Zest doing it. He would just do this. 2 Stargates, not take a third base. It's really stupid hard for the Zerg to do anything about it.
It's a hard
And then
life.
Sky Toss. Yeah. I mean, Raynor did win a couple of games against Stats by just showing up at Zest's or at Stats' third base with a ton of Roach Ravager with like 10 queens. And he did win a couple of games with that. So again, it really feels like the way you beat this is don't let the Protoss get to stage 3 of their plan.
And it looks like Solar very well may be getting ready for that.
Yeah, that's 10 roaches.
The
13 roaches
highway.
in production's a lot. Yeah, yeah. 2 still queen production is happening here.
Oh boy. As far as the meta trends though, assuming we don't get another balance patch in StarCraft, this is actually a real scary thing for Zergs though, right?
Yes.
Because Protoss are just going to get better and better at defending this kind of all-in. And then Zergs will just be hooped, so to speak.
They need to figure out...
Oh no, this is actually horrible for Solar. 5-6 Void Rays out on the map against 5 Queens.
Queen anti-air is kind of insane though.
Yeah, but
It's
he's
been
already
complained
down
about for
1
years.
queen.
It's kind of nuts. And
Losing
Void
a
Rays
queen
don't
is
do
a big
bonus damage
deal.
versus queens.
I think that's actually a rather big deal, him already losing a queen.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's going home though. He can't.
No, he can't. He's committed.
Sniping Ravagers though is a big
Void Ray
thing you want
dies.
to do
There's
here.
a mistake
Okay.
from Zest. Rather big mistake.
Crucibile's going for the Void Rays, missing though. They really go after the shield batteries of those Crucibiles.
There's the battery overcharge, keeping those Void Rays alive infinitely.
Yep. Oh, that's such a sickly placed. That's such a great place for that shield battery too, because it's really hard to get up there. Zerg, nicely done.
Yeah, Charge Zealots attempting to supplement for the Protoss player. The Void Rays are being worked on by the Queens. Looks like a Queen goes down, Transfuse is burned. One of the Void Rays falls, more Void Rays are being produced. It's basically just a Queen versus Void Ray fight with a bunch of Roaches and Ravagers doing their own thing on the ground.
This might honestly be what we see for every game in this series. If the third base lives, I think that might just be GG. You can kill a lot of probes. You can kill a lot of Void Rays.
Yeah, Zest is falling in the Void Ray count. I think Solar's just done
Wow. Charge Lots warping in to help deal with the Roaches and the Ravagers a little bit here. And they are. But Army Supply is 60 to 33 right now, and I think that's GG. Look at this.
Yep.
Void Rays getting sniped. More Void Rays coming in because of Defender's advantage. But Roaches and Queens cruising across all the time.
There's only 3 Queens left.
Yeah, but 3 Queens can handle 2 Void Rays.
Oracle
Transfuse.
comes in with the assist,
Oracle's the
though.
problem, though. He's trying to Corrosive Bile down the Void Rays and the Nexus at the same time. The Nexus is dead. There's no saving it at this point.
No, there isn't.
So that's huge for Solar. Getting that, that's just it. I think he's going to go home. Try to lose as few units as he can, but man, those Ravagers getting killed is a big deal. Is he throwing up spores on the edge of the creep? Solar is.
He built one.
He tried. Another thing that Raynor did in this situation against Stats was build a Nidus up here too.
Ooh, I'd love that.
For super fast reinforcements of the Queens. It was awesome.
Lots of Templar chilling out for Zest, probably waiting to feed back Queens. Then just morph into Archons, presumably.
Well, Storm's on the way.
Yeah, I don't know if those Templar are going to stay alive till Storm's done.
Oh, delay.
Zest
Chrono
sees
boost
that
in that
full energy
Storm.
Overseer. I thought he might have been sending a Templar around to feed back it. We see these Templar are being closed in on by the Zerg ground forces. There's a shield battery about to finish up, which will help out for Zest trying to hold on.
He doesn't even overcharge it, though.
Yeah, Psystorm's still few seconds away. Does he drop
Done.
that down?
Look,
Yeah.
3 High Templars survived.
It's not looking good, though, for Zest. GG.
No. All right. Very nice, Solar. That's the plan. That's the execution that you need to follow if you don't want to deal with, like, 6 carriers at 9 minutes.
Yeah, that was Lightshade, though.
True,
That's
true.
probably one of the best maps for that, for Zerg.
Absolutely true facts.
So it's not going to be an easy... Just
Well,
as easy as doing that.
That wasn't easy anyway.
No,
Like,
no, it wasn't.
You can't look at the game and go, oh, easy win for Solar. So easy.
No, so Solar, you're like, dang it.
I was on the map that's good for that, and I barely won.
Yeah, 100%.
Getting the third base was massive. So we're on Dethora, where killing the third base of the Protoss is extremely difficult for a Zerg player. You got to go up a ramp to try to do it, which is, again, not what you want to do. It's a bit of a longer rush distance. You don't have the ability to throw down a hatch on that low ground, get that creep spread started faster. There really isn't a place for that hatch to allow you to do it, Zerg players. So if I had to guess, I would say we're probably not going to see that attempt from Solar on this map.
I'm feeling a Nidus.
Ooh, this is a good map for Nidus. I'm down.
Anyway, he's got to be feeling pretty good with this nice 1-0 lead in his pocket. It's Solar.
Yeah, I'll take any kind of lead against Zest at this point. And bottom right, it's Zest. Yeah, hard-fought series today.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
And if you're Solar, you may have just won the battle, but you still got to win the war.
Yeah. Best of 7's a different animal than best of 5 for sure. So we're just like, whatever.
Oh, he comes back, though.
Oh my gosh, did he juke him?
I think he did.
He juked it. Solar, you animal. That was the best thing I've seen all day.
Because sometimes the Protoss player will send the probe back, but Zest didn't do that.
Yeah, Zest was like, is this a cool first? Nope. Surprise.
Good job, Solar. You may expand at your expansion.
So somebody sent me an email saying I watched one of your videos and said you don't know very much about wine. So here's an email about wine. I was like, all right, cool. Thanks. I appreciate the information. I've never had that happen before. No one's like, you expressed a lack of information in an area. Let me help you with that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And now you're just obliged to read this email about why.
Oh, have I read this email? Heck no. It is sitting unread in my email inbox. Yep.
Oh,
I should start expressing that about different things. I sure don't know anything about horse breeding. Let's see what happens. I'm glad you enjoyed that story. I got a kick out of it for sure.
Horse breeding. Okay. Oh, all right.
All right. Hey, look, a Void Ray. I haven't seen the reason.
No one could have seen a Void Ray coming.
Nope.
And apparently you couldn't see an article about wine coming into your email either.
Did not anticipate it. Wait, did he cancel the void or did it finish?
He canceled.
Oh,
No, it finished.
No, it finished.
Wow, those things are
finished.
quick to finish.
Oh gosh. No, you have no idea. Protoss that are just making void rays with Chrono Boost can get a lot of void rays out fast. You can make wine with golden carrots in Minecraft, says Aki. That's good to know. Carrot wine does not sound delicious.
There's no wine in Minecraft.
What's he talking about?
There's no wine.
Oh, horse breeding. That's what he's talking about.
Oh.
In horse breeding, you can use golden carrots for that. That makes a lot more sense. You got there.
It does.
Are there grapes? Is there fruit in Minecraft?
There's apples.
Okay. Great
they
response.
Keep adding things to that game.
Right, right. So we could get grapes one day.
I mean, yeah.
Microsoft has to make back the $1 billion it spent buying it.
I think they've
which I'm
already
sure
made
they
that
already
over.
did. In Minecraft merchandising alone, I think they nailed that.
And then adding it on like the Switch and the iPod and stuff.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ports, yeah. Genius.
Oh man.
Grapes one day, though, Kyra Alonis. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure there's a mod that had grapes in.
That's the thing about Minecraft. The modding community is insane. Alright, so you'll notice that Solar is not marching roaches and queens across the map right now. Nor is he making a Nidus.
He must have gone mad. He must have gone mad.
No.
What Zerg doesn't try and all in a Protoss these days?
Well, again, it's really hard on this map.
It is.
Sucks.
Like, darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Well, what's his alternate plan? Let's figure it out. See, look, Zest is going to Templar Archives, Robotics Facility, Charge, super safe carrier decision making.
You think he's gonna throw up a Stargate or just go for broke?
Well, that's the thing. Like, stats would do this, where it really looked like he wasn't gonna do carriers at all. And then when you're busy watching him with his scary Colossus Disruptor Storm army on the other side of the map, all of a sudden he throws down a Fleet Beacon, and 3 more Stargates and carriers start happening.
Oh, I think Zest is gonna go for it. He just spotted Solar going for a Spire, and he's like, oh, nerd, you're already thinking of carriers. I ain't gonna.
See, that's the thing.
I ain't
if
gonna
you
make
try to
carriers.
go, if you try to go for carriers too fast, you die to the ground.
Well, go for the counter for carriers, yeah. Zest fires up Psystorm, he's making Archons.
Indeed.
Go kill Solar. I don't know. Two queens out on the map for Solar, gonna lose both of them. That's rather painful. They had a good amount of energy. And just like 2 Archons and 3 Void Rays all of a sudden forces Solar to make 10 Ravagers.
Whoop. No gas for Corruptors anymore.
And Solar's just laying on the Queen key. Queens,
good unit.
roaches.
Good unit.
Like, there's no way he's just gonna go for an attack, but it's looking like that, right?
I mean, at some point it's kind of a... Oh, here we go.
Oh my god, beautiful Ravager snipe on that Observer.
That's pretty good.
Zest does have Psystorm done, though. It's gonna have at least 3
what
of
is
those.
Zest warping in Solar's main? What is that?
Oh, it's a billion Zealots.
It sure is. That's another thing everybody hates to happen to them. Zealots warping into their main. Every
Zest
race hates that.
Is gonna try and target down the lair. He may get it. It's actually gonna be rather close. He says, oh, I might not get that, so I better warp in a few more Zealots.
Oh my gosh. And that's it.
Oh!
No!
Oh, on the Spore! Oh my god!
Get out of there! He thought he got it.
God.
I bet he thought he got it.
I thought he did too.
How much HP is on that thing? Like 2? Anyway, this attack is happening from Solar. No carriers for you is what this attack means.
Yeah, scary attack by Solar, pushing on in. Zest is burned to Psystorm. He's got a couple of Immortals in the back still doing work. A decent number of Archons buffering. We'll see if he can get another Zealot warping off to buffer for this. 4 more Zealots warping in. Will that be enough? A few more being warped in after that. 3 Immortals going to town. There is not a battery overcharge ready to help with this just yet, so the Immortals are being picked off. There's no battery left to heal them. It looks like it's one Immortal left. There's the battery overcharge. Gonna make this guy stronger than God.
Do you think it'll make him immortal?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it would.
All right, Solar backing off. Really happy he still owns a lair. I'm sure he is.
Oh, God, yeah.
Making a second Spire, or did he cancel the first one?
Could we get Zest just to, like, run one Zealot just across the map at that base?
Like, if you were Terran, you could drop a mule over there and just kill it.
Yeah, send an Oracle, send a Void Ray. Although Zest is rather busy right now, as the Immortals are going to town on everything, doing what they can. A lot of High Templar have almost built up Storm energy. It looks like they're seconds away. Now they've got it, although Corrosive Bile just barely dodged by Zest. There's the Storm going down. He's going to spam that down, then probably turn those into Archons. There's 2 Archons morphing, but there's not a lot left for Zest on the ground, and the supply is looking rather eerie for the Protoss.
Yeah, fantastic micro here from Solar, by the way. Just consistently backing up against these charge lots, although that's a lot.
That is a lot of Zealots. I guess this answers the age-old question of what builds quicker, Roaches or Zealots. That Queen with full energy does go down. Zest has got another couple of Archons finished up. That one does go down. More High Templar on the front lines. Zest looks like he's trying to save up energy for Storm, but he's probably going to need to morph those into an Archon, as this is just such a close defense, such a hairstring defense.
It really is. Charge lot's going to be pretty good here. Immortal, again, behind the charge lot's going to be great. I really love Zest to send something over and kill that lair, but... Crikey. Ooh. Hey, Caster Muse is here. What's up, Caster Muse? Hello. Glad you can make it. Sorry, go ahead.
12 mutas on the way now for Zest, or for Solar, pardon me.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, Zest fires up 2 Void Rays. That's not what he needs, though. He needs Phoenix.
Sure does. That's the thing, though. Once you get a whiff of the Mutalisks, you can start Phoenix production real fast off of 2-gate. They build pretty quickly.
Gonna have to deal with the Zerg surging forward right now. These 2 Immortals being pulled back. Prism is about to finish up, which can potentially save these Immortals. I don't know if they're gonna live that long, though. The battery overcharge making this Immortal. Zest saves 1, but even the battery overcharge can't keep that Immortal alive.
Wow. Solar, you boss. You absolute boss. 2-0 lead in this best of 7. Doing stuff I said he couldn't do on Dathora. I was wrong, Solar. I apologize. Please forgive me. Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, the Roach is doing a lot more than I thought they would against the Eagles for sure. Shield Battery Overcharge was good, but not good. Even the Warp Prism couldn't save him, which is crazy to me. Yeah, Warp Prism micro usually pretty good there, but that was pretty scary stuff overall. Yeah, fired up the Mutas, didn't even really have a need for them at all, which is crazy. That's how ahead he was.
Yeah, that was rather impressive by Solar. I did not expect him to have a 2-0 lead in this series.
Nope. Maybe that's the... Maybe that's just the trick. If you don't want to deal with a big, scary Skytoss army with Storm support and Immortal support, Archons in there, then just don't let the Protoss get to carriers is the plan.
I mean, really, it was just that simple. Yeah, just Queens, Roaches, and attack, right? Albeit a little bit later than game number 1.
Yeah, a ton of Ravagers were really important as well. Absolutely.
Can he do it again on Romanticide?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Here we are in the bottom right-hand side of the map. He's pink. He's representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It's Zest.
And in the top left, red, feeling powerful. It is the Zerg player, Solar.
I don't believe we could ask for a better Africa World Tournament Finals. Solar, he's won the most. Zest is the incumbent as far as winning these events goes.
You're not wrong. Zest made Solar look kind of silly last time they faced.
Yeah.
Solar's been working on it, man. He's been figuring out how to defeat it, and it looks like he has some things worked right out in his brain.
Yeah. 100%. And I mean, we didn't see a single carrier that game from Zest.
He didn't have time. He had no time to throw down a fleet beacon, some additional Stargates. Not at all. And the Spire was done for Solar anyway. He could have popped out some Corruptors. I mean, there was no window for Zest to do it. Got JLC watching this. Has a hard time logging into the Discord. He says he predicts Colossus in this game, which I think is entirely reasonable.
That is like a bones throwing prediction.
What does that mean?
You know, you like throw the bones and read the bones and...
Oh. So not accurate?
Random as hell is what I mean. I mean, I wouldn't put it past someone like Zest to go Colossus, but to
I don't just... It's legit.
Is it?
Yeah, no, Stats, again, Stats did it against Cyril in a couple of the games that he beat him with.
Oh, okay.
Again, these ground armies are traditional. Colossus, Oracles, Storm, Archons, whatever. And I don't know, it's simplistic, but I think what really matters is where's the pressure?
Yeah.
Is the Zerg player able to keep the Protoss over here, or is the Protoss the one applying the pressure on the other side? That is all the difference in this matchup. Because these first two games, Zest has done nothing on the other side of the map other than some Oracle harass. Yeah. And like a Zealot Warpin that almost killed the lair but didn't do it.
Solar notably is mining no gas as well, so no intent to go to a lair real soon.
Yeah, so it did in the last game too. Just wants all the drones he can for the first little bit, because he knows that Zest is not going to try to kill him super fast. Yep, spreading that creep to connect all three bases with said creep. Again, that's the base here. Void Ray finishing up production. Depths and nice patrolling paths bumping into each other a little bit. Yeah, no Ling Flood today. Absolutely zero Ling production on the other side of the map. Spores coming up at about 3.5 minutes. That's the Oracle timing, but it was a Void Ray first. That said, it'll be nice to have a Spore when the Oracles arrive later, because those are definitely on the way.
Yeah, Zest has shown consistent Oracle usage throughout today.
Yeah, Spore timings are great. We're back on the gas a little bit here. His worker count is back up to about 35. What we'll generally see on these attacks is about 39 workers.
There should be a Roach Warren building, though, if that's going to be the case, right?
Uh-huh.
2 Oracles and the Void Ray come on in. The Queens are doing work on the Void Ray, all the while the Oracle is forcing drones to scramble into Spore Crawlers. The Void Ray almost perishes. The Oracle gonna finish off 2 of those drones.
3? Ooh,
Not
almost.
quite, and it almost goes down.
Escaped.
We are looking at a lot of 2 very injured Protoss Sky units right now.
But alive, and that's what matters. Lair coming up from Solar. There's your Roach Warren.
Yeah, that's 50 drones, though. That doesn't
It
scream
is.
aggression, right?
Right. I don't see it. I see a 4th base timing here pretty soon. This feels like more timing of a safety Roach Warren than anything else. 9 drones got fired up. Oh, yeah. He's ripping deep into the late game here.
Yeah. The attack was later in the last game, though, right? So
It's true.
Solar working away on these rocks, opening up this attack path if he does elect to do the slow march.
There's your 4. Yep, 4th coming up. Oracle tried to snipe the drone, couldn't quite pull it off. A little bit on. And there's your Spire from Solar. Zest doing what he's done. Templar Archives, Robotics Facility, couple Warp Gates coming into, Charge on the way. This is very much what he's done in the first couple games here.
Yeah, I'm gonna make no assumptions because last game I was like, oh, a Spire. Zest is probably gonna try and kill Solar. Instead it was Solar who ended up killing Zest, so.
Yep.
We'll see how this game develops.
Yeah, real volatile matchup. It's really hard to say who's going to win it. Again, who's attacking is usually generally a good indication. 4 roaches in production. Getting Glial Reconstitution, going for that +1 missile attack here too. See if Zest gets Storm started or not. Again, pretty useful in these situations. Not enough to save him in the last game though. So it seems like no Storm yet. Overseer comes in, sees exactly what's going on, recognizes, okay. Extra Warp Gates coming up, not trying to go fast carrier, not going mass Void Ray, which would be insane anyway. But getting that information really nice. And then this is our little Archon Void Ray poke. Nobody wants to engage. 8 mutas, holy smokes. Straight up 8 mutas on the way. Need to kind of delay until those guys show up. Chargelot's going to do speedlings. The Roach is going to do pretty good against the Zealots. Void Ray's not kicking that prismatic alignment on because, again, against the Queens, it doesn't do anything. Killing the Roach would be pretty good here, too. The mutas trying to engage, but the Archon splash is a huge problem here. There we go.
Yeah, it does
Void Ray
look
does
like...
get sniped. The Roaches are handling the Archons now, and that means that the mutas have a much easier time.
Yeah, a lot of Zealots coming on in to charge just head first into those Roaches. They're actually doing alright for themselves, but are forced to retreat. The muta count has been reduced to literally 0 after they all throw themselves to stem that attack.
It worked. Zest is going home. Solar's 4th base is alive. Zest got his 4th base up in the meantime in all the chaos. Zest starts making Phoenix, and Solar's not replacing his mutas. That's a bit of a mistake from Zest, I think.
Yeah, but it's the Protoss. You gotta respect this, right? Potentially more mutas. Maybe though Zest should be expecting Solar just to do the expected Zerg move, which is attack right now. Zest, however, is completely caught off guard by this. 4 Phoenix are moving forward. They're not going to be able to handle those Queens by themselves, however.
Yeah, the Phoenix lifting what they can here, catching a couple of Ravagers here and there. Storm's on the way. It's not going to be here for a while, though. Suddenly, it's 76 to 42 army supply in favor of the Zerg. The Phoenix can be annoying, especially in removing Queens from the board a little bit.
Yeah, there's been worse supply ratios for Protoss, that's for sure. These 3 Archons on the front doing as much as they can, all the while the Immortal dealing damage. Zest actually wanders a little bit too far forward there, maybe a bit of a misclick. This fight is so darn close. One of the Archons does get popped off, the second one shortly following. The Phoenix are lifting up Zerg Ravagers, able to dispatch them in a decently timed manner. Another Queen wandering across the map for the Zerg. It's really just coming down to the ground forces right now as Solar is backing off against these Zealots.
Wow.
Okay, GG.
Yeah, the Phoenix doing a lot more there than I was expecting him to. Fantastic little turnaround there from Zest. Yeah, not enough Queens to handle those, and as a result, just lifting and killing Ravagers is a big key. Chargelots can handle pretty much, you know, Doing pretty good against roaches if the micro isn't perfect there, and the Phoenix just causing problems all the way down the road, and we're going to be on a submarine for our next map. So Zest is not interested in getting swept here today. He's removed that possibility. Didn't even have to make a carrier to do it. Just held the aggression, that later push, that later Roach Ravager 4-base push that Solar seems to favor in the series. We'll see if he goes for an earlier one here on submarine just because the rush distance is so short. A little bit easier to get queens across the map.
Yeah, the rush distance on submarines, what, 2 seconds, pardon me, different?
Yeah, it's pretty substantial in a game like this. Yeah, Marauder King. Phoenix doing surprisingly well. You are correct. Worked out extremely well.
Both players are ready, so we're going to load on into the next game.
Whew. No Terrans to set up on the rocks here on this map, but definitely some short rushes here. We'll see what Zest does. You know, I say this every time there's a ZVP, but I cannon rush. I just think they're fun. I think it's good enough that there's a good chance it's going to win. It's not so good that the Zerg's just dead every time. I don't know. Yeah. I appreciate it.
I can't remember what pro it was. Someone said Cannon Rush is trash. I think it was the European
really?
Protoss.
Interesting.
I can't. It was in chat or something. I can't remember who it was.
I mean, in fairness, I haven't seen it in a while, so that might be the prevailing thought. Is it's just not even worth trying?
Yeah. Anyway, in the top left-hand side, it's Solar.
And in the bottom right, we've got, he's pink still. His name is Zest.
He knows his color.
Can't argue with it.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to this Afrika World. If you enjoy the content, check out Falcon Paladin and I. We each have our own social media and such. Twitter, YouTube, Discords, you name it. We're there.
Yep, it's where I am most of the time anyway. JLC says, well, no Colossus in that last game, so my new brave prediction is we're going to see a Zealot.
What if Zest literally just goes Mass Adepts this game?
Ooh,
No
that'd
Zealots.
ruin everything.
That would mean that he is the anti-predictor.
He is.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's a first adept on the way. Which, again, very normal, but... Stargate. Okay, so it's not going to be Mass Adept, at least not first.
What if it's just a Phoenix, and then a Twilight, and a bunch of Adepts?
Entirely within the realm of possibility at this point.
Let's do it, Zest. just to prove that man wrong.
Yeah, JLC. How dare you try to make predictions about a game? Alright, Stargate finishing up. What do we get?
Void Ray.
Void Ray. Yeah, no Adept Printer Go Burr probably off the back of a Void Ray opening.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a PvZ on Submarine, however. Does Protoss really just want to play the defensive style and sit back with Stargate, or...?
It's just really hard to kill the Protoss before they get their third base up.
Okay. So yeah, just toss up that third Zest.
There it is. Zergling scouts it, says, ah yes, all is well in the world. That's what I wanted to see. Spores coming up back home. A few more sets of lings on the way. A couple more sets anyway. Might be an attempt to get something done at that third base, and they do roll in there.
Yeah. So, oh wow, Void Rays just flying totally on in there. What a botched attack by Zest.
Everyone knows like the third base is unkillable by Zerg. Solar's really trying.
Yeah, Zest, by the way, just damaged his Void Ray, and Solar's already gone up to 6 queens. I would not be surprised to see a March of the Queens, and it is Adepts! There's no Zealot yet. There is no Zealot yet. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. So yeah, Protoss, if you want to defend this third base against a good number of lings, Adepts in between the Warping and Nexus and a Pylon. It prevents the surround. It's really good. It just makes any attempt of lings to get in here be cost inefficient for the most part. So
2 Adepts in a choke can basically kill unlimited lings.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unlimited, but by golly, it feels like. Rotorn finishing up here from Solar. Fourth base, maybe happening. Do we have a War Prism?
I don't believe so yet. Yeah, there's no Robo.
No, the Robo just started. This is weird.
These Adepts are just hoofing it across the map, looking to put pressure onto the Protoss. They're all shading up that ramp. They do cancel the shade.
Too many roaches, too many queens. Adepts head home. Disappointing.
A little bit.
Good looking skin though.
Yeah. The question is, what do you think that big thing on the back of the Adepts does?
Oh, I think it's purely decorative, personally.
You think it's not like some Kala supercharger or whatever?
No, it's just the style of the day.
Just have a giant plate on the back of their head.
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's like wearing ties. Like, what function do ties serve? Nothing. Purely for visual.
That's true.
Thanks, JLT, for using the coupon code.
I bet there's a historic use for ties.
Nope.
Like in case you needed like a rope or something.
Around your own neck?
Well,
Sure.
you could like pull it off and, you know, like tie something. And that's where it got the name, a tie. Look at that. Boom.
Oh boy. I'm gonna look this up after this game. Alright, great force fields. Oh, hey, Corrosive Bile's using it on force fields.
Beautiful force fields by Zest. That was a lot of energy, but he killed like, 7 roaches for that. At the same time, though, a lot of lings making it into the main base of the Protoss. The Oracle, the Void Ray responding. We could be looking at a lot of dead probes before that happens.
The Oracle's not engaging with the enemy.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is feeling real GG for Zest all of it.
His battery overcharge is keeping that cannon alive for a rather long time. Defending an attack like this with Adepts is possible, but not when you're losing 24 probes in the background. The Zerg surges forward. The Immortal rather softened up. The battery's out of energy to heal it up. GG gets called. Solar with a 3-1 lead. And there was not a Zealot made in that game.
Holy smokes. That was insane. All right. We're going to move on to Juggernaut here for our next match. No Zealots were made in that game. So, JLC, I'm curious what your prediction is about this one. More curious than I've been in a while. Wow. All right. Shoot. That, I mean, what it really was, that Ling run by really set it up. Right? To where the attack did much better than it should have. It killed Zest faster than it should have because of all those probes that died. Reinforcements were just a lot slower at that position. So, make sure your front door isn't open. Easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah, Zest kind of just dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. All right. So we're 3-1 here. It's going to be a monumental task to win 3 games in a row against Solar, but not impossible. Definitely doable here.
I mean, we've seen Zest 4-0 players before.
Yeah.
So him scoring a comeback here is not impossible.
Not even close.
So let's see if he can bring it back on Shaganatha. It's Zest.
And in the bottom left, he is a terror today. It's Solar.
Yeah, Starcraft, it's always hard to make Starcraft predictions. Because you look at Solar versus Special and you're like, yeah, I could see that going 3-2. But then do you see the winner of a 3-2 between Solar and Special going on and having a 3-1 lead against Zest?
No, not at all.
No. You're like, oh, okay, 3-2 over Special, then probably 0-4 against Zest. Because that's just what you'd expect.
Definitely. That's crazy. Oh, here we go. From the wiki, after the End War, cultural trends harkening back to the golden age of expansion within the Templar caste led some adepts to wear ceremonial armor from the era. Ha! I was right. It's purely ceremonial. It serves no function. Thanks, Aki.
Ceremonial armor, though. Doesn't armor imply a purpose?
Okay, so if you try to clock an adept in the back of the head with a baseball bat, it blocks it. There we go. We figured it out.
Oh my god.
Alright, JLC predicts swarm hosts. Which, viable. Absolutely.
Now you're just trying to be wrong.
Why?
When's the last time you saw a
ZVP?
swarm host?
Rogue tried it against stats at, it was either Home Store or Katowice.
Keyword was tried.
Yeah, it's true. That's absolutely shut it down so beautifully. I was impressed.
Oh, how times changed. Like a month ago, or no, more like 4 months ago, everyone was saying swarm hosts were impossible to beat and that the Nidus should be deleted from existence because it's a crime against humanity.
And then Protoss were like, nah, just kidding, we got this.
JK lol. Void Rays go burr.
Yep. And Void Rays do bonus damage versus Swarm Hosts because they're armored. So if the Void Rays get on top of those Swarm Hosts, they die real fast.
Mm-hmm. They do melt. But then
It's
again,
the speed, right?
Then again, if a Void Ray gets on top of a Swarm Host, that's kind of the Zerg player's fault.
It is, but they're fast, man. That's the trick. Void Rays have always been a good answer. They've just been too slow to keep up with the Nidus popping all over the place and Swarm Hosts everywhere. So now that they're fast, they can be there. They can jump on top of Swarm Hosts and take them down. Swarm Hosts can't run. Swarm Hosts are slow, man. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see them in this game. Thank you, 2 separate Chinese characters, I think, for using the code. 3 separate people for using the code. And for Kick 980 using the code too. Good code usage today, guys. Way to go. Keep it up. Alright. Well, I mean, so far, pretty standard stuff. A couple of adepts trying to make stuff happen. Most adepts are engaged, or the Lings are engaging with that, which I find interesting.
Two Queens trying to shoo away the Oracle, however it does manage to get a couple of kills. Second Stargate on the way for Zest. I mean,
indeed.
If you're gonna go late game Sky Toss, this is it. This is the map.
It's true. This is the map.
My mind immediately goes to like a 45-minute PvZ creator against Dark on this map.
I wouldn't say no to that. Alright, there's your Roach Warren. Still could be Swarm Hosts. It's not too late.
I don't think so. Although with Solar, I don't know what you do, actually. Like, this is not an easy map to go for the Queen Roach all in.
True.
Wow, look at you guys just ripping through that match arena code. That is awesome. Bond Cliff.
You guys are great.
Oh, an infestation pit's on the way.
Hey, hey, hey.
I could be proven wrong here.
Boy, that drone hiding was like, please don't see me, please don't see me.
Do you think drones can sweat?
I mean, biologically, either they sweat or they pant. Those are the options, right?
Maybe they just regulate their heat through their weird fins.
Oh, it's true. If they're mammals, I guess those are the options. But they don't really have hair, so they're more like lizards. Maybe they don't, right?
I don't think so.
Like, cold-blooded animals don't regulate their own heat.
Oh my god!
Oh my, what the what? Where did these... See? Void rays, man. They can come out of nowhere.
First thing you know, you're talking about the sweat glands of a Zerg, and then the next thing you know...
6 void rays show up.
Protoss shows up like it's the campaign with 6 void rays and starts purifying everything. Hey, Swarm Host.
Oh my gosh, 6 Swarm Hosts. JLC was right.
He was right.
JLC, you did it. Nobody believed in you but me. I believed in you.
I did not.
LaughNgamez did not believe in you. Kyrie did not believe in you.
I was just not believing in you at all.
Genius. All right. The problem is, again, there's a million void rays. So there's not even a Nidus. How are you getting them? What is going on? Why do you not have a Nidus with Swarm Hosts? They are like peanut butter and jelly.
The void rays are just gonna kill it, though, right?
I mean, sure. But also, it's a good escape route.
Maybe
if you're just out here and the void rays jump on you, you're not getting home at all.
Just push up to the front and just start spamming down waves and waves of Locust?
I guess. But again, if the void rays find you, you all die. This is what they're doing. They're hunting them right now.
Clever girl.
Yeah, clever void rays. There's one now, but the queens have it covered. Nice job, queens.
Okay. Oh, that's why. Immortal could be in trouble. Locust coming on in. Gonna take their hate out on that cannon for starters. Immortal shall not perish due to battery overcharge.
Oh, barely, though. That was close. Man, shield battery overcharge healing versus Locust damage output is like immovable rock versus unstoppable force.
Yes.
It's very close. Those are two of the biggest, you know, HP changing units in the game.
These queens getting real excited, marching forward. I don't think this is a good idea, however, as we take a look. That is a lot of Protoss Zealots, Void Rays, and Archons. They could dive on top of this Zerg force, I feel, if the Locusts are not present.
The Locusts are not quite sure what to do, so they just jump on top of a big Archon Zealot Immortal thing. I don't think they...
Yeah, they're on cooldown now, though, and the Protoss player is going to come forward. Corrosive Biles do get some good hits, taking out one of the Void Rays. Queen's spamming down Transfuse. Another Void Ray falls to Corrosive Bile. An attempt at a split from Zest. Meanwhile, Void Ray is coming in from the backside, but they're not going to be strong enough. A couple of Swarm Hosts coming off cooldown, spamming out their Locusts there. And the Locust starting to put out damage on the Protoss army. Zest's force is looking a lot thinner than it was a few seconds ago.
His attempt at a fourth base on the right side seems like it might be in a little bit of trouble here too. Creep pushing up this way. It seems really vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't think Solar knows about that. Why would he expect an expansion at the 5th base?
Well, because he's threatening the traditional fourth location, I would assume.
I think that's actually a very clever move by Zest to just throw up the expansion there.
Dangerous.
Dangerous, yes, but... Oh, it has been scouted now, has it? No, it hasn't. $193 Zerg supply against the 55 of Zest. Zest has got to make a miracle hold happen at this point. I mean, it seemed like he wasn't in any real threat earlier, but now he's in quite a bit of trouble. This supply speaks volumes to his situation.
A little 7-drone assassination trip for some zealots. They all get out alive, which is nice. Clearing a bunch of creep, and look what we found.
There we go. It does get found.
And Locust DPS is insane, so ooh, depowering those Stargates would be cool.
Yeah, this is not looking too hot for Zest. He does have Psystorm researching, so he can build up to that much stronger late-game Protoss composition, but off the back of 3 bases, it is not going to be easy.
No, 3 bases, and both Stargates got depowered. I'm not sure that he needs any more Stargates.
Oh.
Still.
Solar was bringing the Ravagers around. I was wondering if he was going to try and corrosive bile that. For now, though, we do see Zest starting to push out. I think he's just hoping to force out a wave of Locusts, then back off. Solar, though, not taking the bait. Zest will force a fight. However, there's the wave of Locust, and the Protoss player backs off.
Oh, ow!
Solar just corrosive biled his own units like 3 times in a row.
There it is, Locust. They don't matter.
Yeah, but he corrosive biled like some Roaches and Ravagers earlier. He biles with impunity. A new 4th base attempt on the way for Zest. He is past that 150 supply for the Protoss, which makes dealing with the Swarm Host composition much easier. There's also Psystorm out now, which allows him to get extreme efficiency against the Zerg. Zest's position has looked rather troublesome in this game, in this series, but now there is a glimmer of hope as he approaches max out.
Storm, good unit. Lurker Den finishing up here from Solar. And Hydra's on the way. Do love the Hydra play here, although against the Storm, not as good. Oh, Locusts, you're useless.
They do get an Archon, which is not something to scoff at.
No. Automatically infinite value. Oh, that War Prism coming back in with like 4 HP is really brazen.
I love how Zest transforms his Prism so he can't accidentally F2 it.
Yeah, that's smart. You're not going anywhere.
Swarm Host moving towards the 3rd base for Solar. A rather sneaky play here. Zest is completely out of position for this. This could be disastrous for the Protoss. He does have enough energy for a battery overcharge, but even that cannot save this Nexus. It tried, but it could not make that happen. So Zest is going to feel the heat to push on in. He's going to drop Psystorm on top of the Zerg Force, getting a rather great engagement. But this is a lot of pressure for the Protoss player to make a fight, to make a victory happen. He slaughters the Lurkers. He's now going to push on in.
Yeah, Spine's trying to save a little bit here, but Immortals are so good versus Spine Crawlers.
Yeah, look at this. 22 Hydras on the way, but Solar just taps
Whoa!
out. What? Okay.
Whoa! Hold your horses.
GG, I guess.
Preemptive GG, I call it. What in the name of Fergus McDeetson is that?
I did not expect that at all, but yeah.
I mean, that is the key weakness of Swarm Hosts is if you need them to defend you, you just die. Crazy. All right, we're gonna be on Oxide for our next match. The comeback is real, everybody.
The series continues on.
Sure does. All right. Oxide, shorter rush distance than Jagannatha, which again, not hard to do, but still makes it way more viable for Solar to do his traditional show up with a bunch of stuff strategy. Both players are ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get this thing going.
And away we go.
Whew. Thanks everybody for using the coupon code thus far. You're all fantastic humans. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Again, you can log in with your Battle.net account. So I'm going to make that point again. You don't have to have anything but a Battle.net account to donate to Metro Reno. JLC suggests Dark Templars in this game, which is interesting.
I dig it. I dig it.
I think we see Swarm Hosts in this matchup more than we see DTs.
No.
Okay.
Even counting Archon drops?
Hold on. Why are there 2 probes going out?
Because Zest wants to block Solar's natural.
All right, there we go. As per usual. Hold on. When did you see DTs last in a professional PvZ?
Oh god. I'm actually such a bad Starcraft fan. I don't have enough time to watch Starcraft. It makes me sad. I try and bring out my phone at work to watch the GSL, and then it's just like, maybe I shouldn't. Sorry, boss.
Fair.
I try. I feel like we saw an Archon drop in a Freak a World or 2 ago, though.
A DT drop?
Yeah, DTs into Archons.
You're right. Well, yes, correct. That is it's an opening for sure. Sometimes. All right. I mean, I'm sure somebody's keeping track of these stats, but I don't have them.
Yeah. The main thing is any stat that involves Zerg is skewed for a Freak World because we have had a shortage of Zergs lately.
Right. I just mean in Premier tournaments, they track that stuff.
Yeah.
So it would not count Africa Worlds, but that's okay. But I'm sure they could give us numbers on how many times Swarm Hosts are used in a PvZ.
Yeah.
DTs are made in a PvZ.
Are we talking like on average like 6 months or an average a month?
Last 6 months, let's say that.
Last 6 months? I think DT drops are still, or Archon drops were still fairly common like 6 months ago.
Well, no, you have to use them as DTs.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts if you just make DTs and immediately morph them. I think you have to use them as DTs.
It's a fine line to draw though, right? Because like, making DTs, you're like, oh, maybe if my opponent doesn't have detection, I'll do something. Otherwise, yeah, I'll just turn him into Archons right away.
Sure. I just don't think it counts if they spend half a second of their lifespan as DTs.
Yeah, but if the Protoss has already scouted spores, that's understandable, though.
It is understandable. I just don't think it counts as DTs.
Okay.
Is your production tab off? Come back, production tab.
It is, yes. I'm a bad observer.
It's fine. Production tab's not that important.
You know there's going to be a Stargate.
Yep, exactly. Dude, Brood War didn't have a production tab for 20 years. Come on. It's true. Production tab didn't show up until the remaster of Brood War.
Wow.
Yep.
And there was pushback to that, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. No, if you're live casting Brood War in the remastered client, you don't get a production tab.
Really?
It only exists if you're casting from a replay.
Oh, no way.
It's true.
That's so odd.
Because the hardcore Brood War fans said we've never had a production tab. It spoils things. We'd rather be surprised. Knock it off.
Huh. And they didn't even make it an option, huh?
No, you can't turn it on if it's a live
That's
recording.
hilarious.
I know. It's crazy.
How Blizzard's like, yeah, sure, have it in a replay. Huh.
It's the compromise, I guess.
I guess, yeah, in a sense. Because really, other than that, it is just a tool for witnessing builds and stuff.
Yep.
Starcraft fans are hardcore.
If you're still around after 20 years, you have some strong opinion.
Everyone who plays Starcraft is just stubborn as heck.
Yep. Thank you, Piero Tlep, for using the coupon code. I hope I said your name right. I guessed there.
Yeah, I think that sounded pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. Do my best.
Easier to pronounce than... that adept totally exploded.
Yeah, there's a skin that Zest uses where the adepts explode when they die. I really love it. It's just such a like weirdly violent death for an adept.
Yeah, I noticed that
down.
there.
I always really appreciate it when it happens. Wings are, again, this is an attempt to try to take down the third base, but there's a Void Ray and 2 adepts, and you can't. Bam! Violent explosion again.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom. I mean, honestly, I think it'd be more visually interesting if everything exploded like that when it died.
Well, remember when we had like the 20th anniversary of Starcraft and everything was confetti or whatever?
Oh my gosh, they should. I should bring that back. It's
Party
so
hats
fun.
and confetti.
Yeah, everything dies. It explodes into confetti.
Blizzard could literally just print money if they made those skins available for purchase.
Or just an option you can turn on and off.
Mm-hmm.
In your game. I mean, sure, that's basically a skin, I guess. But it would apply to the other people too, right?
Yeah. Party hats. Everything explodes.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I don't know anything about international shipping and giant freighter ships and stuff, but, like, why can't you just get a tugboat, attach it to one end, and pull? Like, I don't understand why this is hard.
Well, I think it's beached, right?
Again, pulling's pretty good.
Yeah, but isn't like
get a long rope?
Isn't like the force of water basically? It's basically like impossible to pull something off land into water with a boat.
No, I don't
It's
see why
pretty
that's
darn
impossible.
hard, right?
Yes.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
This was old school YTV. There was a show on Mythbusters.
Also, Swarm hosts are on the way, but go ahead.
Or it wasn't Mythbusters. It was this mystery show that was really goofy.
All right.
And they did this episode on like the Loch Ness monster or whatever.
Yeah, as you do.
And people were saying that like this monster pulled out like this 1,000-pound like stump into the water.
Oh, okay.
But there was no
stump.
possible way that it could have been pulled by something in the water. Because to create that force to pull something that's like on land.
Okay, so you're saying there's a maximum amount of force that can be generated from anything that's in water.
Well, it's like an extremely reduced efficiency.
Okay,
So
if
they'd
you
need like
had,
a million tugboats.
Yeah. If you had like a blue whale that was interested in helping you, maybe you could pull it off because they're massive and really strong.
Maybe. But I think that boat's a lot bigger than a blue whale. And that's the problem.
That's what we need Aquaman for. He's generally useless, but he'd be really good in this situation.
I haven't even seen Aquaman. That's how useless he is.
Yeah. But like he could bring in like a few blue whales into the canal and be like, all right, I'm going to give you these ropes. Pull. Right?
The whale's like, how am I supposed to hold on to this rope? I don't have arms.
You got a big old mouth with teeth. Make it happen.
I don't think blue whales have teeth.
Yeah, of course they do.
Don't they? I thought they like filter fed.
Yeah,
Like,
through
with,
their
like-
teeth.
They don't have. The blue whales do not have teeth. They've
my
got like
gosh.
krill or whatever it is, or the combs. I think.
They eat krill.
What's a blue whale gonna need teeth for? They just swallow everything whole. So Zest's in a lot of trouble this game.
Yes.
He was down at 130 supply in the past game. This game he's got Psystorm, however. So we'll see if he can make another miracle comeback. Dropping Psystorms, but doesn't seem to be any great connection so far. Battery Overcharge already popped, realizing the threat of his situation. He's got a lot of Psystorm left on his High Templar, but there's simply so many Queens he can't possibly feed back them all. Transfuse spamming all over that Zerg force, which is kind of a win-win for Solar because it means his Queens will take less damage from feedback. yeah, this is rather concerning for Zest. Another Immortal pops out. He's got Stalkers fighting on the high ground of the ramp, but Stalkers against Hydras is not a good fight. He's going to drop another Psystorm, but it really only shaves a Queen or two.
Oh, Solar's feeling so on top of it right now. Did he drop Locust in his Zest main base? He sure did.
Oh, of course he did. No, he actually just got roaches in there somehow.
What the? Teleporting roaches?
Apparently so.
Well, Zealots are base racing on the other side. Good luck to them. I don't see that working out particularly well.
No.
It's 144 to 69 army supply, and in this situation where the Zerg's on this side of the map, that's when bad things happen for the Protoss.
Yeah, Solar's actually going home, but GG gets called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, dang, what a good series. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I know we kind of were yammering on at the end of that, but...
we saw Swarm hosts work. We saw them not work today.
Mm-hmm. Really, we just saw a bunch of successful pushes from Solar, which allowed him to take the series, showing confidence, showing how a Zerg should confidently deal with a Protoss who's going to go for that Void Ray stuff, slapping it down, and thus Solar wins his 8th, 9th Africa World, something like that.
Something like that.
An impressively high number. It's good to have him back as the champion.
100%. What a boss. If you had told me coming into this final series that we'd see 0 carriers, I would have been like, no, not possible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But Solar's just like, you know what? We kill him too fast. We kill the Protoss too fast. Okay, so there are 2 types of whale. The baleen whales, which blue whales are, don't have teeth.
Mm-hmm.
They have the filtration stuff, but some whales do have teeth. So
that's an interesting
I'm giving myself partial credit. Aquaman could get whales that have teeth to help him in the Suez Canal.
Yeah, but are those even in the Mediterranean?
No, but it connects. they can make it. Whales are good swimmers. Anyway, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm tired.
That is enough. It's a late night. I hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning if you're European and just waking up. Thanks so much for tuning on in. Check out Falcon Paladin and I on YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Yeah. And make sure to check out that Matcherino before you head on out. I'll link that in chat once again. Coupon code AW74 for a bit after the tournament will allow you to add to the prize pool and give those players extra dollars.
Do it. Do it now before you forget. Anyway, thanks for the support. Thanks to everybody who used the code. You're all wonderful human beings. And if I ever saw you on the street, I would shake your hand once this COVID thing is over.
Once COVID's over, I was about to say. COVID police.
Yep. It's close. Well, here. Sorry, Canada.
Do you think handshakes will ever come back after?
Yeah.
You think so?
Look, we're stubborn, man.
Yeah, humans are pretty entrenched.
To get us to change that kind of behavior is really hard.
That's certainly
true.
I
don't know. It's possible. It's totally possible we just do away with handshakes. But
80 before death, after death, before handshake, after handshake.
Yeah, it's a new way. Just do the Japanese bow, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be a rise in concussions if we adopted that principle, though.
All right, fine. Elbow touches then. That's my final offer.
All right, that's enough of that. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. Have a wonderful night.
Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.